The United States has made it clear South Korea's decision to allow a military intelligence sharing agreement with Japan, GSOMIA, to lapse this month is a mistake. But why does Washington care so much, and how is this likely to play out? Firstly, the US obviously thinks there's still room for negotiation here. It's expected to use a series of high-level defense meetings with South Korea in the coming days to intensify the pressure for Seoul to reconsider its decision. US Joint Chiefs of Staff Chairman General Mark Milley will be joined by his South Korean and Japanese counterparts for a meeting this Friday. US Secretary of Defense Mark Esper is also due to arrive in Seoul tomorrow, and he could also then mediate in trilateral talks when the defense chiefs of the US, South Korea and Japan are in Thailand early next week. Plus, a meeting of foreign ministers in Japan from the 22nd could give South Korea's top envoy Kang Kyung-hwa one last chance to reach a breakthrough. The trouble is, GSOMIA expires on the 23rd, so there's very little room for any setbacks. Just to take a step back for a moment, this 3-year-old pact was brokered by the US, which considers it a key pillar of trilateral security cooperation with two vital Asian allies. Months ago now, Seoul announced it would end the pact in response to Japan's export curbs amid a row over wartime forced labor. And there's been a plea from US Forces Korea Commander General Robert Abrams, who warned GSOMIA's looming termination could send the wrong message. The fundamental principle of the Information Sharing Agreement was a clear message to the region that the ROK, or South Korea, and Japan put aside perhaps the historical differences and put at the forefront stability and security of the region. Abrams said in a press interview yesterday, "Together, we are much stronger," he insisted. The aforementioned US JCS Chairman Milley had said on Sunday that it's clearly in China's interests and North Korea's interests to separate South Korea from Japan and the United States. Now, that might sound very well, but if Washington wants to ensure this strength, it needs to also put some pressure on Japan. Seoul has maintained that any reconsideration of the GSOMIA decision will only be possible after Tokyo reverses its trade curbs, which, remember, were imposed on the basis that it couldn't trust South Korea on security grounds.